What's going on, my fellow gamers? Thanks for coming back to the channel. It is Jfam, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the best controller settings and also controller setup for Warzone Season 2, also a fix for controller drift. And if you're not familiar with controller drift, basically it means your thumbsticks have a mind of its own, and we'll show you how to fix that. So let's get into it. Okay, and here we are in the button layout. The first setting, I actually play on default, but here's the thing. It's a little bit different for me. And you guys, if you don't have a controller that has paddles, let me show you here. Okay, I'll get it to focus. I play on an Xbox controller, a wired one, on PC. And you can see I have two paddles here. This controller is capable of having 4 paddles, but I just like the 2 paddles. But I jump with this one, and I slide with this one. And the advantage of having that, if you guys are not familiar with like Call of Duty controllers, or whatever you want to call it, controllers with paddles, is that you're able to jump and keep your thumbsticks, your thumbs on the thumbsticks the whole time while aiming and shooting in mid-air. So it's definitely a huge advantage not having to take your thumb off the thumbstick, being able to aim while you're mid-air instead of having to hit the A button. I'm hitting the paddle. But here's the thing, these controllers can be very expensive. I'll put up on the screen, you guys can see this is called a Power A Fusion controller. You're able to use it on Xbox, and you're also able to use it on PC. Personally, I've had a lot of scuffs in the past. I've had 3, and they all never really lasted longer than a year. Some only 6 months before they kind of fell apart. Scuff can also cost you on the low end about $140 to anywhere between $250 to $300. This Power Fusion A controller, I actually paid 80 bucks for, and I've had this controller so far, I think I've been playing with it for about 6 months, and I've had no issues at all. Nothing with the paddles, no controller drift on the thumbsticks, nothing like that. Now you're wondering, if you're asking yourself, well, I play on PS4. Here's another option. I'll show you up on the screen. They have an adapter for the PS4 controller, and I've also seen it as low as $25 at Walmart as a little adapter that plugs right into your headphone port. Sorry, I can't talk. First video of the day. And it gives you paddles, so you can program the 2 buttons on the back to whatever you like. Like I said, typically the paddles on the back people use are for slide and also for jump. So those are the 3 options. If you do have extra money, you don't care, go ahead and get a Scuff. But once again, if you're on the you're kind of on the budget route, try the Power Fusion A controller like I showed you. I'll put a link in the description for these things, or try the adapter for the PS4, which I'll put a link as well. All right, let's get back into the controller settings. Okay. Stick layout, I just have on default, normal, invert vertical look, disabled. Now, Deadzone. Let's talk a little bit about Deadzone before I show you guys some clips and how it works. Deadzone basically is the sensitivity or the amount of input as far as how hard you have to push on your thumbstick for the game to register movement. As controllers get a lot older, the thumbsticks can get wonky and kind of wear out, and they can experience controller drift. If you've ever had a controller where the thumbstick has a mind of its own, that's called controller drift. Well, the nice thing about Deadzone is it allows you to up that number. So if I were to increase this number, let's just say to 10 or 15, it's going to take more input as far as me pushing more into the thumbstick for the game to register movement. So I'll show you guys real quick how to set this up and how to find the right Deadzone for your controller. Here we are, guys. I'm going to show you the controller drift real quick and how to find out your guys' controller drift. Basically, what you want to do is that you want to go to your controller, go to Deadzone. You want to lower this number really low, like start at maybe 0. And aim at a corner here and see if your controller, your reticle starts to aim away from the edge of this house here, or any house that you're doing. Now you see my controller, the reticle is drifting away. It's moving away from it. It's kind of hard to tell. But it's moving a little bit. It's moving to the left now. It's not really staying on target. Now, I don't recommend going below 6, though. And I don't recommend going above 25. So this is the best test. So if you have a bad controller, if you lower it, like I said, my controller is a lot newer, but if you lower that number, you'll start to see your controller slowly go like this, and it's just your thumbstick kind of drifting away like that. You don't want that. So get the number as low as you can get it to where that doesn't happen. And once again, like if you're up at 25, 30, I will probably look in getting a new controller because it's going to feel so horrible as far as your aim and your responsiveness and your sensitivity. It's just not going to feel good. So I'd say a good spot is between 6 and 20, probably no more than 25. All right, let's get back to the regular controller settings. Okay, and back to the controller settings. I like horizontal, for the horizontal stick sensitivity, I like 6.6. Some people can go as crazy as 20/20, but I just want you to understand this is just your look around movement. So if you're just looking around, this is how fast your movement's going to be. But once you aim down sight, this is your ADS sensitivity. My phone's going off. Somebody's trying to get a hold of me. But once you aim down sight, your sensitivity is no longer a 6. It becomes this ADS sensitivity multiplier. Now, typically people play between a 1.0 and I've seen as low as 0.55. I kind of like in between 0.75, but I also like to snipe. So this gives you an option if you're using a sniper to up it a little bit. And when I like to snipe, I like to have a bit of a higher sensitivity just for quick scoping and snapping on people a bit faster. Aim response curve, I stick with dynamic. And honestly, the reason I stick with dynamic is because this is what most pro Warzone players use, and I just copy what they use. I'm not going to make some spiel up as if I understand all the aim response curves and all these things. I think this is what most people use in the pro Warzone scene, so I just stick with this, and it feels good to me. Controller vibration, I just keep that off. Aim assist standard. Scale aim assist field of view. I personally like this on disabled. I don't know much about this, and I don't see many people playing with this, so I just leave this be. Weapon mount activation. So I actually love this setting as far as ADS plus melee. So my melee button is my thumbstick. So if I'm aiming down sight with my left trigger and I want to mount on something, so all I have to do is hit my melee button, and then I just mount. For me, I never accidentally mount on anything, so it's just so much easier for me to have this setting enabled as far as the ADS plus melee. Weapon mount movement exit enabled. I'm not sure what I don't even know what the setting is. I just... Let's see. Holding movement input for weapon mount exit. I don't know. I just have it enabled. Aim down sight behavior, hold, obviously. Equipment behavior, hold. I like this. I like just to hold my nades. Some people like to press it, and then it pulls your nade out, and then you got to press it again. I don't like that. I just have it on hold. Use reload behavior, contextual tap. I personally like this setting because it allows you to tap to reload or to use with priority on when possible. Holding the button will always reload. So here's the thing, like say you have a car next to you, but you want to reload, but you see the prompt to get in the car. So it says press X to get into the car. What's going to happen is that you're going to actually, in this situation, you're going to have to hold X to reload your gun instead of tap. But most of the time, you're going to tap to reload your weapon. And I think it's just a lot faster. And as well as when you're looting. When you're looting ground loot, instead of holding your X button to pick something up, you're just constantly tapping it. One tap picks it up. So it's just so much faster when looting as well. Deplete ammo weapon switch enabled. So weapon automatically switches when you are trying to fire when ammo is depleted. So it just swaps your weapon automatically for you when you run out of ammo. This is one of the most important settings. I'm not sure if many people know about this. I hope you do. If you don't, it's going to change your game. But armor plate behavior, apply to all. So if you don't know this, if you have apply to one, basically when you hit your armor button, it's only putting one plate on at a time. You have to continuously hit the button to put more than one plate on. Now, say I need to apply 5 plates. I hit the armor button one time. It'll continue to put the plates on until they're all loaded up. So this is one of the biggest settings that you need to have to apply all. This will absolutely change your game. Slide behavior. I like to tap because I like to slide cancel. I feel a lot faster. I feel like a pro Warzone player, actually. Wow. And if you don't know what slide canceling is, basically it's where you hit the slide button twice and then you hit jump. It kind of cancels your slide. You kind of move faster, or it feels like you move faster. Auto move forward, I have disabled because I have automatic tack sprint. Now, if you don't have this setting, I personally recommend it. I like it a lot. It saves your thumbstick because all you do is you don't even have to push your thumbstick in. You just push your thumbstick up and you automatically start running like into a tack sprint run. Now, here's the only downside is when you're using shotguns or akimbo weapons, it can be kind of weird to use at first because it'll kind of hesitate because you're kind of going into tac sprint at the same time pulling your guns out and trying to shoot, so it kind of stutters your shots. So if you're running a shotgun or like akimbo weapons on an automatic tac sprint, you need just to make sure that when you're shooting, you're either jumping in midair or you're sliding when you're shooting, so that the automatic tac sprint doesn't take over your shotgun shot or your akimbo pistol shot. Vehicle camera recenter, I have this disabled, and parachute auto deploy, I have enabled. And also, this kind of goes with controller, so I'll show it really quick here. Under general, my field of view, I play in a 110 field of view on PC, if this applies to you guys. Some say that there's some kind of rumor that if you play with a field of view with more than 105 on PC with controller, you lose aim assist. This has been proven wrong by many stat guys like Jay God and Exclusive Ace. This is not real. So if you want to play up to 120, you can. I just find it easier to see people from really long ranges. I can't talk again. From really long ranges at 110 field of view. So guys, that is it for this video. I really hope this video helped you out. If you guys have any questions, or you would like to maybe have me make a video breaking down all the different controllers and the ones that I recommend for Warzone, PC, Xbox, and PS4, I would gladly do that. But once again, any questions or comments, please put in the comment section below. Thank you for all the support. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Later.